Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Mercury's transit in Capricorn from 30th December to 4th of March. It is a long transit. There's a retrograde, there's a Saturn conjunction, and it is a practical long-term transit, which is rare for Mercury. Let us explore. Hello, this is Komilla Sutton, and we are talking Mercury in Capricorn. Do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. So, Mercury is in Capricorn for a long time, from 30th of December right up to 4th of March. This is rare for Mercury to be so long in a sign, but as you're aware that what happens with Mercury is that it will rush through certain signs in a year, and then where it is going to retrograde, it spends a longer time. So this year, the first of the retrogrades is going to take place in Capricorn, and Mercury is in Capricorn. So what happens is that Mercury goes into Capricorn, and it goes towards Saturn, but does not conjoin with Saturn. It will retrograde back at 14 degrees of Capricorn, and Saturn is around 16 degrees of Capricorn in January. And then it will go back and then go forward again, and it will have a Saturn conjunction on 2nd of March, just before it leaves Capricorn. So the Saturn conjunction, that is a stressful, aggravated conjunction. However, throughout this Capricorn transit, Saturn is in the same sign as Mercury. So what happens is that usually, in Vedic astrology, we regard that if a planet is in the same sign, it's like a conjunction, although they don't exactly meet each other. So we could say that Saturn in Capricorn is influencing Mercury to be more practical, to be restrained. It can also, the negative side of Saturn can be, you can feel a lot of responsibility, stress, you can feel anxious, because Saturn gives like a heaviness to you. So one has to manage that. But because Mercury is actually not connecting with Saturn, I feel it's taking advantage of all the positive aspects of Saturn. It's hard work, it's taking responsibility, practical nature. And then the clash takes place in March 2nd, which we have to watch out for. Mercury retrograde is from 14th January to 4th of February. Now, always we watch the day Mercury turns retrograde, because it can throw off miscommunication, difficulty, missed appointments. You say something, people hear something else. And then on 4th of February, when it goes direct. However, you can also note that whenever Mercury is turning retrograde, it will go closer to the Sun, and therefore during the middle of the retrograde, it is close to the Sun, and therefore it gets combust once again. Combustion is a regular aspect for Mercury, but it means that it is burnt out, and it can cause us to mismanage the way we communicate, what we think, because Mercury is the karaka for analytical thinking. So usually during a Mercury retrograde, one of the things we have to be conscious of, we may change our mind, we may start thinking something different, and then it goes direct. Then we start thinking something else. So during the time of the retrograde, if you are making any important decision, then do pay attention to it, and then maybe wait till after Mercury goes direct to making a real decision. So how does it affect you? Do look at your moon sign or your ascendant. Aries, Mercury is in the 10th house of career, work, and it can bring opportunity. Saturn is also there. It is a long transit, but not as important for you. So you have to watch what Mars is doing as well. Taurus, Mercury is a great planet for you, rules the second and fifth house. Second house is money, fifth is creativity, children. It is in Capricorn, which is your ninth house. So this is a good transit for you, long-term transit, fifth lord in the ninth, ideas, higher mind, thinking. You may be thinking also of gaining knowledge, studying. This is a great time, maybe also to understand Saturn. I'm doing my Saturn conference during Mercury in Capricorn. So it is also about understanding Saturn on a deeper level. Gemini, Capricorn is your 8th house. Mercury is your Lagna Lord. So you do have to watch this transit. It is very unsettling for you. It can also take you abroad, travel. But these days, with the pandemic situation, we are all not sure about these things. So travel carefully if you have to. But it's a long transit in the 8th house, and Saturn is there. Take care, and especially 2nd of March, when Saturn conjunction takes place. And then it's only after 4th of March that Mercury goes into Aquarius, and you get more stability. I think Gemini is most able to handle it, but just be extra restrained. Cancer, Mercury is not the best planet for you. Capricorn is the 7th house. So you're thinking relationships, thinking about your partners. There can be some joint expenses you're thinking about. And so be cautious and careful about it. Leo, Mercury rules your 2 houses of money, and it is in your 6th house. And 6th house is house of obstacles for a long time. So financially, this is not the best time for you not to make decisions regarding earning or saving. So be extra careful and, make any major financial decisions after Mercury has left Capricorn. Virgo, Mercury is your Lagna Lord, so therefore you have to watch the retrograde as well as the connection with Saturn. However, Capricorn is in the 5th house for you, which is a nice position, creativity, ideas, children, higher mind. I would say that watch the retrograde because you may change your mind, think about different things, and also then watch the Saturn conjunction on 2nd of March. Libra, Mercury is a good planet for you. However, it does rule your 12th house, which is house of expenses, and it rules your 9th house, which is house of good luck. So I would say Capricorn is 4th house, home, happiness. It is with Saturn and in the 4th house, so a lot of emphasis on home. So spending money at home, maybe be careful about that. But otherwise, I would say this is a positive transit for you. We all have to watch the retrograde and how it creates some disturbance. Scorpio, Mercury is in Capricorn in the 3rd house. 3rd house is house of communication. Mercury is good to communicate with things. Saturn is there. Mercury in Capricorn also is exercising restraint. And I would say that is the big thing for you, to be just cautious and careful. Watch the retrograde and watch the Mercury-Saturn conjunction. Watch March when Mercury-Saturn conjunction is there. You can make some mistake at that time. It's only 1 or 2 days, so be restrained at that time and wait till after that aspect is there. The key thing during this Mercury in Capricorn is that Mars and Venus are conjoined together. I already made a video about that, so do listen to that as well. Aquarius, Mercury rules 7th house for you and 10th house for you. Relationships and career. In Capricorn, Capricorn is your 2nd house regarding savings, money, finances. Saturn is there. I would say think about your savings, finances, restructuring them. I feel what is important is that you are conscious of the day Mercury turns retrograde and direct. Those are not the days to make any major financial decision. And then also be conscious of the Mercury-Saturn conjunction in March. Capricorn, Mercury is visiting you. It's very positively influential over the next 2 months. It is your 9th house ruler. So therefore, it is going to give you opportunities, good luck. There's a lightness with Mercury that is very helpful for you because you have been used to having Saturn, and Saturn is always restraining you. However, Mercury doesn't mean that you should not give up your restraint, but it is just that that's a lighter energy for you. And Mercury retrograde is something to watch for. Then the Mercury-Saturn conjunction is like a planetary yoga for you. It can bring opportunity as well. 9th house and Lagna Lord combined together. But do watch out for Mercury's role as your 6th Lord. That means that sometimes it can also bring obstacles in thinking or some people trying to block you. Aquarius. Mercury is your 5th Lord. It is also your 8th Lord. So therefore, there are some complications. It's not a perfect transit. And it's transiting in your 12th house of expenses, of loss. So one of the things that you need to be conscious of during this period is that how you spend your money. And be restrained about it because Saturn is there, Mercury is there. So if you think I need it or want it, so need is good, and also think about spending on positive things. 12th house is also donation, giving back to society. So think about what you want to do in the next year and watch the retrograde and the Mercury-Saturn conjunction on 2nd of March. Pisces, Mercury rules your 4th house and 7th house. It is transiting your 11th house of profit. So I would say this is generally a good transit for you. It can give opportunities to make money, especially regarding property. It can also bring kind of a productive energy from partners as well. And it is with the 11th Lord. So I would say that one of the things that you can think during this transit is that how I'm going to enhance my earning power in 2022. However, not to take action when Mercury is retrograde, wait till after it goes direct and then decide what you're going to do. But there can be opportunities and thinking on that area as well. So that is it for today. Thank you very much. Do remember to subscribe. All the best.